day, everyone. My name is Boluwatife Onisola, a 400-level student of Law, Kwara State University, Malete, and an undergraduate trainee here at Harlem Telecoms Academy, proudly sponsored by Harlem Solicitors. Today, I will be delivering a lecture on the topic Consumer Protection Issues and Regulatory Response in the Nigeria Telecommunications Sector. Who is a consumer and what is consumer protection? Section 157 of the Nigeria Communications Act, NCA 2003, defines a consumer as any person who subscribes to or operates a telecommunications service. On the other hand, consumer protection is the act of safeguarding the interest of consumers in specifying the interests and matters of telecommunication. The essence of consumer protection is underscored by the need to prevent telecommunication operators from exploiting the vulnerabilities of consumers and to ensure and guarantee basic consumers' rights, and also to ensure that telecommunications operators are held to account when such rights are breached. The specific consumer protection issues that I will be discussing today are quality of service, telecommunications tariff rates and consumer billing, 3. Mobile number portability, and 4. Unsolicited communications, which are also known as spam, and 5. Data protection. Without further ado, let's delve into the business of the day. Quality of service. Quality of service, QoS, is a term commonly used in classifying the efficiency and standard of service and quality of service experienced by customers while accessing telecommunication services. In Nigeria, poor quality of service has been a major and recurring cause of dissatisfaction in consumers. Consumers expect clear calls, reliable network coverage, and fast data speed. However, poor network coverage and slow data speed has been the predicament of consumers. And in response to this issue, Section 104 Sub 1A of the Nigeria Communications Act, NCA 2003, provides that all service providers shall, in respect of their specific services, meet such minimum standard of quality of service that the Commission may from time to time specify and publish. And the Commission in this regard is the Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC. A similar provision can be found in Regulations 13 Sub 1 of the Nigeria Communications Enforcement Process ETC Regulations 2019. Furthermore, Quality of Service Regulations 2024 has been published as a regulatory instrument for quality of service in Nigeria. The second issue I'll be discussing today is telecommunications tariff rates and consumer billing. Tariff rates, billing, and charges disputes are major telecommunications concerns in Nigeria. These disputes may arise from unexpected charges, billing errors, and lack of transparency in billing practices, such as hidden charges and auto-renewals. And in response to this issue, Section 108 Sub 1 of the Nigeria Communications Act, NCA 2003, provides that holders of individual license shall not impose any tariff or charges for the provision of any services until the Commission has specified and approve such tariff and charges. And again, the Commission in this regard is the Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC. Hence, NCC has the prerogative to disapprove any tariff or charges that it considers unfair to the customers. A similar provision can be found in Regulations 30 of the General Consumer Code of Practice, scheduled to the NCC's Consumer Code of Practice Regulations 2024. The third issue that I'll be discussing today is mobile number portability. Mobile number portability is a facility that ensures that mobile telephone subscribers do not lose their mobile numbers when switching from a mobile service provider to another. Though this process ensures that consumers retain their numbers when switching network. However, this process is often delayed and sabotaged by operators. And in response to this, the Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC, has published the Mobile Number Portability Regulations 2014 and the Mobile Number Portability Business Rules and Court Order Processes 2020. The fourth issue that I'll be discussing today is unsolicited communications. unsolicited communications involves telecommunications, such as voice calls and messages, which are usually transmitted with the objective of marketing commercial products or services to a recipient who had not consented to the receival of such message. Unsolicited telecommunications are also known as spam, and spam messages and calls are nuisance to consumers and can potentially lead to financial losses. And in response to this, Regulations 28 of the General Consumer Code of Practice, scheduled to the NCC's Consumer Code of Practice Regulations 2024, has been the regulatory instrument for unsolicited telemarketing. The last issue that I'll be discussing today is data protection. The need to ensure the protection of consumers' privacy rights has caused an uproar in the telecommunication industry. Consumers who are utilizing communication services expect that their communications are kept confidential and out of access of unauthorized agents. And this has caused an issue in the telecommunications industry. Service providers must ensure that consumers' data, private information, and communications are kept confidential and out of reach of unauthorized agents and misuse. And in response to this issue, Part 6 of the General Consumer Code of Practice, scheduled to the Consumer Code of Practice Regulations 2024, borders on the protection of consumers' personal information. And Regulations 42 of the said regulations provides that a licensee shall ensure the protection of consumers' information in accordance with data protection laws and any data protection principles issued by the Commission. In conclusion, telecommunications industry is growing and rapidly evolving with the emergence of new technologies such as 5G and digital services. Hence, regulatory bodies must stay ahead of the curve and adapt to these new changes and provide solutions to new consumers' issues that will arise. For more information, visit our website at www.harlemsolicitors.com. Do ensure to like, comment, and share this video. Once again, my name is Boluwatife Onisola. Thank you very much for watching.
Okay, let's go.